I'm live? Okay. Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to your very own BYJU'S 6th, 7th and 8th grade channel. I'm your teacher Aishwarya and I welcome you to this amazing class where we are going to revise our basic concepts from biology before we get started with your grade 8 preparation. So very quickly students, I hope that all of you are excited for this class, and very quickly please do let me know if my audio, my video and my screen and whatever I am writing on the screen is visible. Maybe the writing is a little dull. Let me increase the thickness. And yes, is everything a-okay and good to go? Please do let me know that everything is okay with the emojis. Send me a lot of fire emojis in the chat to let me know that we're good to go. So I can see you guys here. Hello Ashutosh. Hello Logical Gamer. I can see that Bhagi is here. Bhagi is having some random conversation. Bhagi, pay attention in class, okay? Hello Manshika, I can see that Satyam is here, Anika is here, Satyam is talking to Janvi, but you pay attention now, okay? Awesome, all of you. I can see that a lot of excitement is here. Everything is good to go. So please make sure that you share this video with all of your friends, because today is going to be a bridge session or a revision course for students who have completed 7th standard and you are going to be going to 8th standard. That means you are starting your 8th standard preparation. Now, which is the first chapter in science? How many of you have opened the textbook and seen the first chapter? Yes, how many of us have seen the first chapter in science? Quickly tell me. Okay, Deeksha says hello. Yeah, hello, hi everyone. Okay. I can see that Alina says that she has seen it. Very good. I can see that, Aditya says, ma'am, we have seen it. Okay. Ma'am, all good, all good. Yes, very good. How many of us have seen it? Very good. Crop production, girl gang. Yes, it's crop production and management. Exactly. So the first chapter that we are going to cover is going to be crop production and management. And if you look at all the grade 8 chapters that are there, right? So if you look at the grade 8 chapters, we have crop production management, microorganisms, friend and foe. Then we have conservation of plants and animals. Then we have reproduction and reaching the age of adolescence. Now, if you think back to what you have learned from your lower grades, right, 6th grade and 7th grade, lot of basics that we have learned in our lower grades is what we will learn little more in detail in our 8th grade, yes, which is why what we're going to do today, we're going to have a very simple quiz, right? When we get started, I don't want you to feel burdened with biology preparation. Aaram se we will get started with a very simple quiz today, and very quickly we are going to be having it on the Menti platform. So all of you, please go to www.menti.com. Type the code 66575734. I'm writing this code once again, 66575734. All of you join the quiz, right? Which is why first we are going to do a bridge session. Now I'm going to make it very clear as to what is a bridge session. Now bridge session is a class that we take before we actually start your academics for the year. So this way we will revise some important concepts that we need to remember, that we should be aware of before we start that particular year's class, right? That's why in all the science subjects we will be doing bridge class first, and then we will go ahead with maybe starting the chapter. Okay. Ma'am, will you be able to finish crop production by 25th of April? Aaram se ho jayega crop production, right? Yes. Now, for those of you who are asking which chapters are being deleted, now all of you, I hope you know how to check out your textbook. If your school follows the CBSE or the NCERT textbook, then you can go to the NCERT website and download the textbook. But in some cases, what happens is, even though CBSE curriculum is followed, sometimes they may follow a different kind of textbook. So this differs from school to school, Nilesh. So I hope that you are clear. Okay. Now very quickly, I have Desh, Satyam, Abhigna. All of you are very excited to be talking to each other. You guys are making new friends. I am so happy. But when you're in my class, I want you to pay attention, or you can leave and come back later and watch the class, right? Which is why I need all of you to pay attention here. Else you will get timed out by our chat moderator, and you don't want that to happen, right? Okay. Good evening, Aradhya. Good evening. Awesome. So are we ready? So if you have joined the quiz, then I'm going to wait for all of you to come here. So this is going to be your quiz board, right? Yes. Okay. Class 9 students, I know your session was supposed to happen today, but because I wanted to make sure that the concept that is being conveyed needs to be a little more nicer, so I'm coming up with some cool ideas for your Brit session, which is why today it is not happening, but it will happen sometime this week, mostly on Thursday or on Friday, okay? It will be scheduled on the channel and I will let you know in the Telegram group also as to when the session is going to happen for class 9. Class 10 students, full-fledged, it will happen from next week, Raghavendra, where I'm going to do nutrition. This week I'll be putting out a recorded video for introduction to life process. Yes? Okay. Awesome, all of you. Very good. Ma'am, like monitor, thank you for reminding me. So I know many of you are here, 86 players and more joining. But jaldi say, I hope all of you have hit the like button on this video. Yes, mark your attendance and hit the like button. We should have at least bare minimum of 200 likes on this video before I end the stream. So here I'm going to give you all a, chance to make sure that you hit the target. Yes. And since Sushi reminded me, today Sushi is going to be the like monitor. Yes. Good evening, Niyati. Good evening. So I'm going to give you all some more time to join the quiz. This is going to be the last 10 seconds. Code is 66575734. Okay. Yes, we will share the timetable very soon on our Telegram group and on the community post as well. Okay. Everybody says, ma'am, we have joined. That is amazing. Then I can see many more of you are here. Menti code is not visible. Then Menti code, I have put it here for you. Yes? Okay. Very good, students. Very good. I can see that many of you have joined Menti. Kalpana, kya hua? Please let me know. Awesome. So now I think I've given you ample amount of time to join Menti. So let's get started, everybody. Let's have a look at the first question, right? And this is going to be a refresher. That means this is something you've studied in grade 7 already. Which among the following is not a vegetative part? Root, stem, flower, leaf. You should be able to give me the answer for this very easily. Yes? Now, which among the following is not a vegetative part of the plant? You can join the Menti. Shubhamita, it's okay if you don't want to join. It's fine. You can give me the answer in the live chat. Very good, all of you. Very, very good. I can see that many of you here have got the correct answer. And the correct answer here is option C, which is flower. Now, when you talk about the different parts of the plant, right, we know that different parts can be broadly divided into vegetative parts and we can divide them into reproductive parts also, right? Now, what are vegetative parts? Vegetative parts are those parts which are primarily, right? So, we see that these are responsible for carrying out other functions, right? So we see that, let's say in the case of root, they are responsible for anchoring the, they are responsible for anchoring the plant. Stem is responsible for being upright and, making sure that it transports, it connects the root and the upper parts. Your leaf is responsible for producing food. So this way they have other functions. They are not actively involved in the process of reproduction. But what about reproductive parts like flower? They are involved in the process of reproduction. Hence, it is not a vegetative part, but it is a reproductive part. Which is why in this case, we see that the correct answer is option C. Now, next, many of you are asking me, right? Ma'am, but flower is there in vegetative part as cauliflower. That's a very good question, Kanchan. Technically, cauliflower or the part that we eat is said to be the vegetative part, right? Or we call it as a vegetable. So there's a difference between calling a part as vegetative and reproductive versus saying that it's a fruit and a vegetable, right? Now, what are vegetables? Vegetables are basically edible parts, right? So we see that they are edible parts or parts that we can eat and consume. It could be the root, it could be the stem, it could be leaf, or it could be flowers. Now in the case of cauliflower, we see that it is a vegetable because it is an edible flower. But that is a different way of thinking about it and we cannot compare that to saying vegetative and non-vegetative, right? So now I hope we are clear. Yes? I hope we are all clear with this concept. Shall we all move on? Can you give me a quick CC in the live chat to let me know that we are good to go? Amazing. Yes? Okay. You all should be able to join the Menti quiz. Please go to www.menti.com. Type the code 66575734. This is going to be the Menti code. Yes? Okay. Very good, all of you. Very good. Ma'am, what is an example of a vegetative plant? It is a vegetative part of a plant, right? So we've learned reproduction chapter where we had reproductive part and vegetative part. So vegetative parts have other functions than reproduction. So I hope now we are clear with the concept. Super. Now students, let me remind you that between YouTube and between, let's say, what you are seeing, that means with respect to your comments coming in front of me and with respect to what you are seeing, there is a 10-second delay. Okay, so there is a up to 5 to 10-second delay. Please don't mind if I miss some comments. It's probably because of the delay that is there between here and there. Not a problem. I will make sure that I answer all your questions. Yes? Okay. So very quickly, let's move on. Seema, you will be able to join Menti. Okay? Okay. Now, vegetative propagation in sweet potato takes place with the help of what? Is it root, leaf, seed or stem? Students, grade 7 concept on vegetative propagation. Fiza, code is on the screen. Please have a look. Very good, all of you. Very good. I'm super proud that all of you or most of you got the correct answer, right? Now, what is vegetative propagation? Vegetative propagation is a type of reproduction where we end up using the vegetative parts that we just discussed about, right? Where we use the vegetative parts of the plant. Now, in this case, we are talking about sweet potato. Now, in the case of sweet potato is actually a modified root, right? So, we see that it is a modified root of the plant which is then used for propagation. And it is not stem. Stem would be if the question was normal potato. But the question specified as sweet potato, which is a modified root. Hence, the correct answer is option A. So, well done students. Super proud of all of you. And very quickly, we will move on to question number 3. And Malushruti, to answer, I know today grade 9 bridge course was supposed to happen. But I wanted to incorporate some more concepts, some more visuals for your understanding, which is why the preparation of the session is taking me a little longer. So, I will be doing it either on Thursday or on Friday. I'm really sorry about the inconvenience. I know you were expecting it to be today. But I wanted to give you a really nice class, which is why I'm taking some more time with preparation. So I hope that it's okay with you. Yes? Okay. Let's move on to question number 3, everybody. Let's have a look. Question number 3 on our screens now. After fertilization, the ovule will become what? So we know that in sexual reproduction where two parents are involved, we know that the reproductive cells will come together and they will fuse by the process of fertilization, right? Now we know that ovule is part of the female reproductive part in flowers. So after fertilization, what is going to happen to the ovule? The ovule will become dash. What does it become? Yes? Okay. Very good all of you. What is fertilization? It is the fusion of male and female gametes. Now we are going to explore this concept of fertilization again in grade 8 where we will learn about sexual reproduction in human beings in the reproduction in animals wala chapter, right? But along with this we see that the basics of it we have learned already in grade 7 in the chapter reproduction in plants. So we know that fusion of male and female gamete is what we call as fertilization, resulting in the formation of something called as zygote, right? Now here what happens? They're asking what is going to happen to the ovule. Now where do we find the ovule? In the female reproductive part, inside the ovary, we will find the ovule, right? We all remember this, right? Now the ovule is what will become the seed and the ovary will ripen and it will become the fruit, which is why in this case the correct answer is option D, which is seed. Yes? Okay. Students, again, like what Fiza is asking me, there is a delay between YouTube and Menti. So I would recommend that you are on Menti so that you are able to see the questions. There is a 2 to 3 second lag. Now I would say 10 seconds lag at the maximum between YouTube and Menti, right? So I'm letting you know so that you guys are aware that this is what is happening. Okay? Awesome. Very good. Nilesh, I'll get back to your answer with that. Okay? Hi Purvi, missing you too बच्चा. अभी के लिए आज 9th grade नहीं होगा because I need some more time for preparation. I want to get some nice visuals and everything. Class 9th will happen on Thursday now. There's a rescheduling happening there. ठीक है? Yes. Sperms are in males, right? It's a male gamete but. Hi Nili, hello. Yes. Ma'am, why not hibiscus? Hibiscus also we see that this is there, but here we're talking about ovules, which is quite different. Yes? Okay. Next question, everyone. Question number 4 on our screens now. Germination can be defined as what? What is germination? You have 4 options from which you need to tell me what is the correct answer regarding germination. This is also a very easy question for all of us, right? Very, very simple and easy question. Difference between a gamete and a cell. Santosh, cell is the fundamental unit of life. That means every part of our body is made up of cell. One type of cell is a reproductive cell or the gamete. So I hope that I have answered your question. Yes. Arey, some questions are very easy for you. It's going to be easy. First bio class should be next week. Very good students, very, very good. Who are these Ultra Legend Pro Max people? Right? Like how Ankita ma'am says Ultra Legend Pro Max. Who says that? Some of you said germination. I hope it was misclick. Okay. Loss of water in the form of water vapor, it is transpiration. Plants make their own food, it is photosynthesis. Process by which plants absorb water, it is absorption, right? Which is why in this case, what do you see? We see that germination is a process wherein we see that a seed will become into a seedling. And of course, in this particular case, what do we see? We see that the seeds need to be sown, right? So we need to first sow the seeds and then only it will be able to grow. And in the first chapter, you will realize how important of a step sowing is. Like how much distance it needs to be sowed, why it needs to be of equal space from each other. So we will be dwelling deep into the concept of sowing as well in our first chapter. Yes? Okay. So with this, all of you, we will go on to question number 5. And after this, we will have a look at the first leaderboard. Yes? Okay. So let's have a look, all of you, at the first question. The 5th question. So you have a structure of a seed given to you where you have A, B and C marked. Now you need to tell me what is A, B and C. Yes? So this is again with respect to a structure of the seed. Yes? We have learnt about this in our lower grades. Okay. Vaishnavi, this is going to be the bridge session for science, right? For the first chapter in biology, some of the fundamentals, before I start talking to you about crops and growth and everything, you need to have some fundamentals ready because there are words and terms I will use interchangeably. That is why I would recommend that all of you, right? All of you are there in class regularly. Yes? Ma'am, why doesn't shoot grow downward even though there is gravity? Now that is a type of movement that we see in shoots, Fiza, where they have the ability to grow against gravity. So even though gravity is present, they grow against it, right? So in 10th standard, you will learn about this type of movement in greater detail. Yes? Okay. So in this particular case, all of you, very good. Many of you got this correctly, right? So this was A, this was B, and this was C. Now A and C are parts of the embryo. So we know that A right here is the plumule. Yes. So the plumule is what is going to grow and become into the shoot. We have B, which is the cotyledon that provides nutrition to the seeds. Yes. And C is the radicle which will eventually grow and it will become the root. Yes. So that way A, B, C in proper order would be correct answer here is option C. Yes. Okay. So well done, students. I can see many of you have got the answer correctly. We have a total of 10 questions and this right here is the first one, right? Which is why in this case, we see that I have my first set of leaderboard where Parvati is on top and is the fastest, followed by Croc, Shreya Nair, Shreyasi, Hiba, BioLover, Samruddhi, Class 8, Prasita, Saransh, hello Ashwarya ma'am, hello to you as well Saransh, Vaishnavi and Navya Bacha. So well done all of you, well done. I am super proud of all of you. Yes. Now, 2-3 things that I would like for all of you to tell me about is, I know there is a lag between YouTube and Menti. So, play on Menti, come to YouTube later. So, I hope I have answered your question. Secondly, ma'am, they skipped nutrition in plants and finished animals. That is okay. I will teach you nutrition in plants, right? So, don't worry about it. Next question that many of you are asking, I think Ashutosh was asking about some questions from reproduction in animals. I will take that when I have to take the chapter. So I will take your questions then. I know everybody is very excited to learn about that in grade 8, right? We are all excited. That's the first chapter that we want to read. But there is nothing very, hoo-ha about it. It's just normal, right? It's what is there in a male, what is there in a female, right? Those are the processes that happen. And the more that we're going to build a stigma or, that aura around that chapter, the more there's going to be a lot of, laughing and unnecessary things. But it's normal for us as science students for us to be aware of. I'll be teaching you, so not to worry. Yes? Which diagram was it? That was the structure of seed diagram. Now, many of you today in the class, the questions that I have given are not from grade 8. That means that they are not exactly going to be from chapter crop production. But these are some important terms, concepts that you should be aware of before I start teaching you agriculture and steps of agriculture. Which is why it's very, very important that all of you take the bridge session seriously. Otherwise, what will happen when I start the chapter, you will have doubts in the basic. That is why students, please make sure that you all pay attention. Yes? Nilesh, I know, it's overhyped. There's no hype around it. It's normal, right? ठीक है. Ma'am, ये बच्चा वाला trend started with me. Very good. See, Purvi, you're a trendsetter. That's the way to be, right? Okay. Last question was basically on structure of seed, right? If you look at the seed, we know that inside the seed, we have the growing young one or the embryo. Now, there's a part of the embryo, which is the plumule, that grows into a shoot, that is the stem, leaf, and all of that. That is what we call as plumule. Radicle is what becomes the root. Yes? Okay. Do the PVDs same, stay the same. We try to modify it every year to give you a new experience, right? Awesome. So everyone, very quickly, I hope that we have reached closer to our like target. Sushi, I hope that we are reaching closer and closer day by day. You are our like leader and I can see that we are far, far behind the likes. So jaldi say like the video, right? If you're enjoying this class, don't forget to let me know in the comments as well, right? Yes, UT in May, koi nahi will help you, right? Awesome. Abhigna, why does hibiscus not produce a fruit? Now see, in the case of hibiscus or plants, when let's say pollination happens, it is not always that a fruit might be formed, right? Or a seed might be formed. In some cases, the fruit might degenerate way before, right? Or let's say that the seed is not viable. Which is why in some cases, if you see, even for rose and everything, we may or may not find a fruit like in the case of mango or apple and all of that. So pollination happens, but it may not give you a evident fruit. Yes? Okay. So very quickly, all of you, let's move on to question number 6 on our screen. Yes? Question number 6 on our screens now. Which among the following is not a cereal grain? Wheat, pea, maize, rice. Okay. Yes, Shrishti, I am so happy to read your comment. Let me know in the comments as well. The teachers will be so happy to, see that. Okay. Fatima, let me know your doubt. See you soon, Purvi. Social sciences mostly will be me, right? I will be helping you with social sciences. Okay. Awesome, all of you, very good. Now I can see many of you got the correct answer. Now what is a cereal grain, right? What do we call as this word cereal crops? Now later on you will learn about cereal crops, legumes and all of that, right? So what is a cereal crop? A cereal crop or a cereal grain that is there is one which is rich in carbohydrates, right? So this is one way of distinguishing them. They are rich sources of carbohydrates. So if you look at wheat, if you look at maize, if you look at rice, they are all rich sources of carbohydrate. Yes, and in all the cases, what do we see? We use the grain where we have a hard covering around the seed, right? While in the case of peas, chickpea, if you take dry pulses and all of that, we see that they come under the category of pulses. Now, pulses are those seeds or those grains wherein mainly they are rich sources of protein, right? So, in your crop production chapter, we will use terms like pulse, cereal, oilseed crops and all of these words very interchangeably. So, you should understand that cereals are those which are rich sources of carbohydrate. Yes, then we have pulses which are rich sources of protein. Yes, then what do we have? We have oil seeds, right? Oil seeds mainly include your sunflower seed, mustard seed. Then you see that, groundnuts, all of them, we can extract oil from it, which is why in this case we call them as oil seed crops, and they are all rich in they are rich sources of fats as well. Yes? Okay. So with this, all of you, I can see many of you have got this correctly. Now with this basic concept in mind, give me the answer to the next one, right? So let's have a look at the next question. Identify the incorrectly grouped pair. Okay. So in this particular case, it's a very interesting question, I would say. You have 4 options from which you need to tell me which is incorrectly grouped. Yes? Awesome. Madhushri, I will explain it if you don't mind towards the end, right? Okay. Yes, Rashi, I do remember you. I hope you are doing well. I will take cell structure function as well, Sanjeev. Don't worry. Okay. Very good. But although many of you got confused here, those of you who did not pay attention to my explanation in the previous question are the ones who got confused in this one, right? Now cereals, we have rice, maize, wheat. We just discussed, they all come under this category because they are rich sources of carbohydrates, right? Now we have fruits. Now how are fruits formed? Fruits are formed by the ripening of ovary, right? So we know that they are formed by the ripening of ovary. That means that this is the fruit and inside which we will have the seed. So if you see mango, peach, watermelon, they are all said to be fruits. Then you have vegetables. Now concept of vegetable I explained in the first question. Vegetables are the edible part, right? They are the edible parts of the plant which is not the fruit. It could be an edible root, it could be stem, it could be leaf, it could be flower, right? So spinach, potato and carrot are all the edible parts. Carrot is the root, potato is the stem. But is tomato really a vegetable? Now often we say that it comes under the category of vegetables that you and I say normally. But technically tomato is not a vegetable, it's a fruit, right? Why? Because we have seeds inside the tomato. That means that it is actually a fruit and not a vegetable. And it is formed from the tomato flower that you see. It's a yellow color flower. I have a tomato plant at home. So you see that they are formed from the flower. Which is why in this case we see that the incorrectly grouped pair here is option C. And pulses I just explained, rich sources of protein. We have peas, chickpeas, lentils which all come under this category. Which is why in this case the correct answer is option C. Yes, very good. Okay, Ansuman, I will remember that. Ma'am, rose does not have stigma. Not that. So next time open up a rose plant and you see closely. It is not the way I will draw it. Sometimes it will be very small and tiny, right? ठीक है. Awesome. Okay, ma'am, I came in 9th. Well, I'm in 9th. I came here to study. It's okay. See, reproduction is not a chapter that you need to feel shy about learning. I understand that it's not talked about a lot, right? The chapters of reproduction and reaching the age of adolescence are not talked about a lot. And I would suggest that in the beginning of the year itself, I set the context with you, right? me as a teacher, I am not going to shy away from talking about those topics. I think it is very important that we talk about it so that you are not misinformed. There's a lot of misinformation that happens out there through rumors, through unwanted resources. You'll end up getting unnecessary information and wrong information sometimes. And it's very important you are aware of the processes that are involved, the changes that are happening to you and your body, right? It's very important that you are aware of what is going on with you so that you understand it and you process it. Yes, which is why please feel free to talk to me about it. But yes, there is a way to talk to your teacher also, not in an inappropriate manner, right? I will not entertain those inappropriate comments, but I will try my best to answer as many questions as you have. Yes? Okay. So shall we move on? Hello Fatima. Hello. ठीक है. Yes. So I hope we are ready. We'll move on to question number 8. And very quickly, I hope you guys are excited for grade 8 and to start learning with me. Yes? I hope you're excited. If you are, don't forget to send me a lot of emojis in the live chat to let me know how excited you are to learn with me for the upcoming year. Yes? ठीक है. With that enthusiasm, we're going to move on to question number 8, right? So question number 8, everybody on our screen now. Which among the following is not cultivated at a large scale? Is it wild tulsi? Is it sugarcane, rice or rubber? There's a trick to solving this. Slight trick that will be there. Saurabh sir का चेला दक्षेश. अरे ये क्या username हो गया? I will tell Saurabh sir. But we'll be starting from next week. Full-fledged academic classes. Yes? Okay. Today, no session for class 10th. Tomorrow, you will have math class. Yes? Okay. If the quiz is not opening, you give me the answer here. Students, the clue was the word wild. Wild means it is growing naturally in nature, right? So, it means that it is naturally growing in nature and that's why we call it as wild tulsi. But if you look at sugarcane, we grow sugarcane because we get sugar from it. We know we have to grow rice because every day, of course, rice is like the staple food in our homes. Rubber, you will not believe it. Rubber is also grown at a large scale. You will see rubber farms, rubber plantation. Those of you who have gone to Kerala, you will see a lot of rubber trees grown in one piece of land. So when I say large scale, right, it means that we have this huge piece of land and we grow one crop across or maybe two plants in large numbers, right? So this concept of growing the same crop or a same plant in a piece of land, we call this plant as a crop, right? So the word crop comes from the fact that in a piece of land, I am growing the same crop. Yes, same plant for a large scale. Why? Because it is going to be helpful for me. I know that sugarcane is going to be helpful for me. I know rice is helpful. I know rubber is helpful. Yes? So I am growing it at a large scale or a commercial scale. And I'm growing the same crop. But in nature, that doesn't happen. In nature, do you see wild tulsi just growing for acres and acres? No. Naturally, if you see plants grow, you will find some 5-6 tulsi, you will find some 2-3 of other plants, or you will find 2-3 herbs growing here and there. But they are not grown the way agriculture is done. That is why it's important to understand how agriculture is different. Yes? Okay. Now let's move on to question number 9. Last 2 questions, all of you, very quickly on our screens now. Yes? Okay. So in this particular case, you need to identify the incorrect pair. Okay, let's have a look. We have animal-based product, plant-based product, naturally obtained product, and milk-based product. Tell me which is not properly paired. This is from our forest wala chapter. You guys should be able to tell me what is happening. Very good, students. Very, very good. Now, of course, as you all know, right, that the food products that we eat are either obtained from plants or it's obtained from animals, right? And then, of course, there are some which we get from nature. Now, our plant-based products include, vegetables, fruits, edible flowers like your cauliflower and all of that. Your animal-based products is like honey, milk, beeswax. They're all animal-based products. Although we don't eat beeswax, but honey and milk is something that we consume. Yes. Then you have milk-based. So milk-based means with milk as my raw material, what all can I get? I get ghee from milk, I can get butter from milk, I can also make paneer, right? I can make cheese from milk. So milk becomes the raw material in all these cases. Then what do we have? We have naturally obtained. What is naturally obtained? That means they are found in nature as it is. Yes? So salt, water are all naturally found. But is butter naturally found on earth? No. We have to make butter from milk, which is why the incorrectly grouped one here is going to be option C. Yes? So I hope that all of you are clear with this. So with this idea in mind, we are going to the last question for today. I hope that all of you are super excited. So very quickly moving on for the last question, right? Question number 10. The science of cultivating soil, producing commercially important plants or commercially important crops, and raising animals is called as dash. We have sericulture, agriculture, viticulture, or is it horticulture? What is the answer to this? Very quickly, all of you. Easy. Hello, Soumya. Hello. Shobha, if you're new to the class, I welcome you to our channel, right? Well done, students. Super duper proud. Yes, super proud of all of you where you've got the correct answer. Large-scale production of crops and raising animals is what we call as agriculture. And the first chapter, crop production in plants and animals, primarily deals with this particular concept that we will elaborate in great detail. Sericulture is rearing of silkworms, right? So when we grow silkworms to get silk, we call it as sericulture. Horticulture mainly deals with growing vegetables, maybe growing fruits, right? So that is horticulture. Then we have viticulture that is there, that is growth or growing grapes at a large scale. Not to worry, all these terms, different cultures, floriculture, all these cultures we will learn in greater detail in the first chapter. But for now, you guys should have a basic idea of the concept, right? Now, very quickly, students, did you all find this class helpful? It was a short and sweet class of 40 minutes. But in this 40 minutes, did we revise some of the important concepts that we have studied in our lower grades? Right? Abhi grade 7 mein jo bhi pada hai, we have completely forgotten after final exam. Ha, ma'am, final exam is over. I will forget now. That should not be the case, right? We should constantly be revising our concepts so that when you are going to your higher grades, right now you're in 8th standard, but when you go to 9th or when you go to 10th, you should slowly have a habit of making sure that you're able to revise your basics. If your basics are clear, only then will you be able to learn the complicated concept. I cannot just suddenly start coming here and telling you about some metabolic process that is going to happen. You will not understand ABCD of it if your fundamentals are not clear, which is why this right here is very, very important. Yes. Now, yesterday's homework leaderboard I will show you for 7th grader class because I'll show it for that same grade itself. But not to worry, I will be making sure that all of you are making it to the homework leaderboard, right? So I will be giving you a homework today. You should let me know the answer in the comments. And for the next 8th grade class, I will be showcasing some of the best answers. So today I can see that Zlatan, very interesting name, has come on top with 9,459 points, followed by Tiger Baby, Casper, Homer, Akshara, Ronald, Watson, Clippy, Hola Hop, and Anustha. So well done, all of you. I know Menti is doing this where it's changing your name, but I think Parvati is on top. Well done, Parvati. Oh, okay, awesome. Kriti ma'am is actually on a long leave because she's not well and we didn't want to stop your chemistry preparation, which is why we have Tripti ma'am who will be helping you out with chemistry. But Kriti ma'am sends her love, she sends her wishes, and she knows that you're going to ace your chemistry paper, right? Okay. So here's a homework question for all of you, right? So here's a homework question and you need to tell me after reading the chapter crop production and management. So the homework for you is to go and read the chapter, read crop production and management. And in the comments of this video, I need you to tell me what is the difference between Kharif and Rabi crops, right? So you need to tell me the difference between Kharif and Rabi crops. So this homework is not an easy homework where you can just blindly give me the answer, but you should tell me after reading the chapter. And you should tell me that, ma'am, I read so many pages in my NCERT and this is the answer for it. How many of you will do this today? Yes, how many of you will do it and make sure that you give me the answer in the comments? Yes? Very good. Pranav, you read and you come back and then you give me the answer. Because I will be checking tomorrow. I'm not going to check immediately, but I will come back tomorrow and I will check. And more questions that you have regarding some concepts, maybe some interesting facts, let me know in the comments of this video. I will definitely be able to answer. Now, your next class for grade 8 will not happen this week, but from my end, it will happen only next week, wherein we will start the chapter crop production and management. So I hope that all of you are super duper excited, and I will make sure that the top answers will be featured in that live class. So students, you guys should not miss out on giving me the answer in the comments. Yes? So I hope that all of you enjoyed the class, and if you did, don't forget to let me know in the comments. I hope to see you all very soon, but up until then, students, take care. Lots of love to all of you, and bye-bye and good night.